Welcome back to UK Knowledge Guru. In today's video, we will discuss fee waiver, human rights based and other specified applications. Many applicants ask me how they can waive their fees and what is the procedure for that. So I will first discuss the eligibility, then I'll discuss the requirement, and I'll also show you how to do that. In the end, I will also provide you the PDF file that you can download and use. All my content is from gov.uk. So let's discuss the eligibility for that. Applicants are eligible to apply for a fee waiver where they wish to make a specified human rights application and to require payment of the fee before considering the application would be incompatible with their rights under the European Convention of Human Rights. So not everyone can apply that, but they have provided the list of the applications where this can be applicable. This guidance applies to the following types of application. Application for permission under the 5-year partner route. Application for permission under the 5-year parent route. Application for the permission under the 5-year private life route. On my channel, watch this video, how to apply private life video. If you don't know how to apply, it will guide you everything step by step. Application for permission under the 10-year partner, parent or private life routes. Application for permission on the basis of the other ECHR, which we just discussed, European Convention on Human Rights. Further, it says application for further permission from applicants granted discriminatory leave following refusal of asylum or humanitarian protection. Application for permission to stay in the UK as a child under Appendix Child. So only these applications can apply for the fee waiver. Applicants will be granted a fee waiver on the basis of ECHR rights in cases where the underlying human rights claim on which they rely form a substantive basis of their application. This will not be the case where, for example, an ECHR article is mentioned in passing as part of an application which is primarily made on another basis. Before we go forward, let me show you the Home Office PDF file which I have put in the description as well, and you can download this file. It's a fee waiver, human right based on other specified applications, version 7.0. Whenever you download, make sure they are the updated versions. On my channel, you will find everything. Page 1 of 25. This was published on 11th September 2024. So if we go down in this guidance, so because the guidance, if you see this got so much stuff in it, yeah. So I'll be discussing only the important sections from this guidance. But if I you can download, and anything which I have missed, you can read it yourself. Now, if I go down, applicants will only be granted a fee waiver on the basis of ECHR rights in cases where their underlying human rights claim on which they rely form a substantive basis of their application. This will not be the case where, for example, an ECHR article is mentioned in passing as part of an application which is primarily made on another basis. So if I go down in this guidance, now this is where we have provided the fee waiver request. You must grant a fee waiver where the applicant has credibly demonstrated that they cannot afford the fee. When assessing whether the applicant meets the criteria for a fee waiver, you must consider the whole of the amount to be paid. Because many applicants ask me about the IHS fees and the fee waiver, so this is what the guidance says. That is the application fee and the immigration health surcharge, where an applicant can pay the whole of the immigration fee but none or only part of the IHS. The immigration fee will be required and the waiver will be applied to the IHS. If the applicant is unable to pay the fees and the IHS, immigration health surcharge, you must waive both. So this is what the Home Office is saying to their caseworker, that they need to waive both if the applicant cannot afford. So IHS for is more it's compared to the fees. So that is why this is important. Yeah. It is also possible for an applicant to apply just to have an IHS waived. Some applicant asked me that what if I just apply for one? Will that be my case will be more strong? The fact is your case will be strong on the basis of the evidence, which we will discuss now. So this guidance has provided the evidence, what you need as an evidence. Evidence should be up to date and cover the 6 months period to the date of the waiver request. Now, this is the full list of the evidence. So obviously, I'll put this PDF file in the description, which you can download and see. Now, disability. This is another question normally people ask. The applicant must establish any physical or mental disability by means of independent documentary evidence, such as a letter from the hospital consultant. Recently, someone sent me an email saying that they are mentally disturbed and they wanted to apply for fee waiver. Anything you say won't be considered. They need the evidence, and this is what the home office is saying to their caseworker to follow. So if you don't provide them letter, it won't be considered. Now the application cannot afford the fee. So now let's discuss the based on the evidence submitted, what the home office is saying to their caseworker. Based on the evidence submitted, you must consider how does the applicant meet their accommodation cost. How are they meeting the cost of their essential living needs? What sources of income do they have? Does the applicant have sufficient surplus income, excluding accommodation and essential living needs, to afford the fee? Do they have sufficient saving to pay the fees? What assets do they own? Could they sell or otherwise dispose of assets in order to pay the fees? Have they intentionally disposed of funds in order to avoid paying the fees? Has the applicant made any non-essential or excessive purchases, such as money spent on holidays, gambling, or other non-essential purchases, which will reflect in your bank statement, etc. If they are reliant on financial support from third party, is it reasonable to expect that third party to help them to pay the fees? Now, if we go down in this application, they have provided about the third party as well. This is also another important thing. Those with 0 hour contracts, for example, you are working with McDonald's or KFC, these kind of places, and whose income is not guaranteed, should normally be assessed by considering the amount of regular income earned in the 3 months preceding the request. If you don't provide your 3 months, they won't be able to consider, and it will be like your case will go out of the box if you don't provide. Applicant must provide full details of any employment, including how much and how often they are paid. They should include evidence such as payslip, tax return, details of their own business if they are self-employed, invoices. In case if you're working illegally, the guidance says the applicant must be informed that they may be committing a crime and you must stop as soon as possible. This is what you need to tell them. This is what the home office is saying to their caseworker. Now, if we go down, this is about the applicant in receipt of local authority support, okay, welfare benefits and tax credit. Now, if we go down, applicants who are financially supported by third party, the one which I was discussing. So if someone is supporting you, so this is the complete guidance for it. How significant is the level of financial support from the third party provided to the applicant? How long the third party provided the applicant with support? Scenarios they have provided as well, scenario 1, scenario 2, etc. And then if we go down, early request for a fee waiver, where someone applies for a fee waiver more than 3 months before their existing permission is due to expire, you must consider whether they and individual they rely on for financial support are able to save sufficient fund to pay the fees before their permission expires. We should not expect applicants and individual they rely on for financial support to take clear financial risk in savings for a fee. However, if it is clear that there is sufficient surplus household income to save for a fee before the applicant's permission expire, then you may decide that saving for a fee is reasonable. For the best interest of a child, so they have explained if you have child what will be the scenario. Deception, so checks may be undertaken with agencies such as HMRC. They will also check your TransUnion. They can go to credit agencies, for example Expedia, etc., and they can verify the documents and make sure that whatever you have provided is true. In the last, it says applicant who fail to disclose their financial circumstances in full or who provide false information in their fee waiver request may have current or future applications for permission refused because their conduct. They may also be referred for enforcement action resulting in possible arrest or removal. At the end, they have provided application on the basis of family and private life, application for permission to stay under appendix C and P. And if we go down, refusing the fees fee waiver request. This could include where the applicant can afford the fee. Okay, they can refuse your request on the basis of that, has provided evidence and information of their financial circumstances which is not reliable, and so a proper assessment cannot be made. This is the most common reason of the refusing when they refuse your request. Has not provided sufficient evidence to support their claim, has intentionally disposed of funds, has been making purchases beyond their essential living needs. For example, you purchased iPhone or you got a contract of iPhone, etc. So that will clearly impact your application. Has not taken reasonable step to save for a fee. So they can refuse your request in any of these cases. Okay.